All right, we're in the shop and it's time to work on some stuff, but we're not working on the fastback. As most of you know, I have a 1957 Fairlane that has a Gen 2 Coyote in it. Well, it's been for sale for a while and I get it. Oh, my hand's dirty. So I've been looking for something to do like a trade deal on, you know? Work something out with somebody. And well, that's happened. I'm not gonna tell you what it is, but I'll show you a picture. It looks pretty good. Now that you've seen a blacked out picture of it and you still don't know what it is, I traded the Fairlane for it. But the thing about it is, I've traded roller for roller. That means I'm keeping the Coyote and the engine management, fuel system, and all that stuff out of this car so I can put it into what I'm trading it for. Now, is that the smartest thing to do? I don't know. It is what it is. I am, as one might say, I'm ready for something different. Yes, I know we have other things to work on, but this car has just been sitting here and I built it for one purpose and it served that purpose. We went on hot rod power tour in it. We did all the things in the car. Time to move on. So we're gonna take this thing apart. It's a gorgeous car. It's really, really dirty, like really, really dirty, but it is a good looking car. It's really dirty. I'm gonna let that be the next person's problem. Filthy. They like to clean stuff. So look, actually, I had to drive this thing for like 3 or 4 days or 3 days, I don't know, something not too long ago, because my daily driver truck was messed up, so I drove this. And it did great. AC worked good, everything worked good. So we're gonna pull this apart. There's a spider on the dash. See? Anyways, we're gonna pull the Coyote out of it. The cooling system is, I think the cooling system, I don't know, I'm gonna have to talk to him, I don't remember. I'm probably gonna leave it in there because it is for this. It has a big condenser. The engine, transmission, engine management, all that stuff's coming out, fuel regulator, all this stuff, because what I'm getting, I'm gonna put this engine transmission in that. So, the AC system stains, all vintage air, everything. Rear end, all that stuff, everything that's built to the car, it's all stained. Brake setup, everything, it's all good. So I got most of the wiring and stuff already stripped off of it. Like I said, we're taking everything out of this car that makes a Coyote run. So that's fuel line, fuel regulator, everything, leaking fuel everywhere, it's great. We got it! Whee! Yay! Woo! I'm remembering all the nonsense that I have to. Why did I do that? Anyways, I'm remembering all the nonsense that I had to do. Send her on home, boys. I'm wondering if I can pull this without pulling this master. Pretty sure I'm gonna have to pull this master. Which kind of sucks. It's the smallest chain I can find. Okay? Okay. Mind your business. Oh. Well, that was a little bit more complicated than it should have been. It really helps if you disconnect the giant ground. And I couldn't get it loosened. I don't know what was going on. So I just cut it. So yeah, it's fine. But we got the Coyote sitting in here on the ground. We got that stuff. So now we got to get the wiring harness out of it, get the fuel pressure regulator off, get the fuel line off of that side. This is all chassis headlight stuff. I gotta pull the solid state relay. AC stuff stays. I gotta get that transmission controller harness out. That's the starter wires. So those stay. That stays. I dropped the spacers to the master cylinder. Or the booster. I gotta find those. And then pull the Pro Dash out of it, fuel pump out of it, and that's really it. Because I have the little bit I'm gonna do tonight to finish up a little bit, and tomorrow I gotta get it loaded on the trailer tomorrow night because we're leaving out Thursday, and we're headed to Mississippi. So if you can figure that out, but there it is. We're headed to Mississippi.
Hey girls.
Hi.
Shelby and
Sailor.
Sailor.
Yeah.
Sutton's sleeping.
Sutton's sleeping in the truck.
What's her name?
Sutton, because she suddenly got here.
She was
a
a
big
surprise.
Oh yeah.
You want to see something? Yeah? Go over here. Say. Hey. What is that?
Truck.
Whose truck?
Truck.
Do you recognize it? Do you recognize the truck? Whose truck is that?
Truck.
Whose truck is it? Do you know? Do you know whose truck it is? Whose is it? Say's truck. You recognize it from the pictures? Oh, you gonna video it? All right, video it. Walk over there, girl. Point it at the truck. Show everybody Say's new truck. So the secret's out. We drove all the way to Mississippi to trade the Fairlane as a roller for Say's truck. So now Shelby has Gilligan, and I don't know if we'll name this one or wait till Say can name it, or well, Chase usually names them, so we'll let Chase see what he wants to name it. Yep, so we're gonna unload the Fairlane and load up the truck, and then we have a hurricane that was supposed to hit Mexico, but you know, you can't predict those things until they're a few days out. And hurricane's probably gonna hit us direct on, so we gotta get back home and kind of button down the hatches. What's that phrase? I don't know. All right, Say's truck's on the ground.
Okay.
If it was for you, I'd say no. I'd say nope, not gonna happen.
Look at that, isn't that cool?
Man, I know you don't like these mirrors, but it doesn't bother me.
Really?
Yeah, it don't bother me.
Yeah, I don't.
But even still, you could make a plate in like a thicker plate, like kind of doll it up.
Say's
Like,
truck.
right?
Right.
And attach the back on the back.
Oh yeah, no doubt. Chase is left. Another Chase.
Oh, buddy.
What you doing?
Oh, this is nice. It's real nice. I like this. I like the blinker.
Why I didn't let Chase bring the 40-foot trailer?
Why?
Because he's already trying to leave with more than one vehicle.
Guess what's the best part? This has a bed on it, and my truck has a bed. They both fit stuff. Just saying.
I may not bring home a whole car, but
I'll bring home something.
but you know what the coolest truck is, and always will be? Tombstone.
I bet you $100 Dan's gonna forever call this truck Flamer. What you want to bet? I like the Flamer.
Who's here? It's a bad boy here.
Okay.
I told her, it sounded like you whining about the heat. That
Me and the mower was mine.
You and the mower. There she is. On our trailer.
As y'all know, I traded the Fairlane for a 71 F100 with flames on it. Flames on it. So, we now, since we have no time, we're gonna go ahead and try to get the truck built in 5 weeks. That is full Crown Vic front end, Ford Explorer rear end, Coyote Swapped, everything. The only thing we're not gonna really stress about is air conditioning. I know some of y'all are gonna say boo-hoo, but hey man, South Texas, it's hot. So, first thing we're gonna do on this truck is get the front end off of it, get the bed off of it. We're gonna take the rear end and make sure, or see what we need to do for the rear end to make that work, because really I'm gonna just basically do a spring under setup, because it's spring over now, so I'm gonna do the Explorer 88 and do a spring over, under. You know, it's going on top of leaf springs, however you say that. I have a front end kit coming to put the Crown Vic front end in it. It's supposed to be a full like bolt-in type deal. We're gonna look at it, and I might bolt it all in, then weld it, have to see. So first things first, we gotta get this truck ripped apart. I mean, no ifs, ands, or buts about it. Okay. Hey, did you see a pry bar or anything, Pablo? Oh man, I found 2 more bolts for the bed. Yeah. Dang it. Okay, hey, we got 4 of the 8 out so far, not 6, or 4 of the 6. All right, 6 of 8, and I found 2 more. That's why I was never good at Easter egg hunting.
I'm good on my side.
You good?
Yeah.
Good on the cab. So we got the truck outside, we're looking at it, and it's in pretty good shape. But it does have some, like, you can tell it's not heavy rust yet, but you can tell it's really going to turn into something later. And I'm assuming it's because of all the stuff that was dripping down on the top of it. Like I said, not that big of a deal. So I think what we're going to do, we already got to pull this rear end, all this stuff out. We're already going to C-notch it. We do have to cut a bunch of this stuff off the back over here, because they welded this receiver hitch to the back of the bumper here. They kind of tack welded it here. They put this brace piece in here, kind of booger welded. There's a lot of booger welding going on. Cut all that stuff off of it. And we're gonna go ahead and pull the cab. And yeah, it's a little bit more work. And the cab bushings are not that great on this thing all the way around. So, better to address the cab bushings now. And hey look, a Mississippi mud dauber. Mississippi mud. Over here on the front, so on the front, where like these cab mounts and stuff are, you can see where the rust is getting pretty, I mean, yes, I understand it's really not that bad, but I can powder coat everything now because it's all gonna be apart. I gotta come in here with a plasma cutter. I gotta cut this out of here. I gotta get this off of here. I gotta add a brace right here in the front. That way the frame doesn't try to spring on me. I gotta cut that cross member out of it. Steering box is gonna come out. The frames are basically gonna be stripped other than like wiring and like brake lines. So it's just a little bit more work. Pull the cab and go ahead and powder coat it. So that means we're gonna work on getting all this stuff off, get the cab off, of course. We're gonna set it on the gooseneck like with everything else, get it out of the way, and then we're gonna pressure wash the frame, cut everything off, go ahead and C-notch it, and get it to powder coat like as soon as possible. So first things first, actually I think we should pressure wash it now, and then take it back in there, right? Ready? Oh.
Yeah, it's been filming.
Alright. So we got the gas tank out of this thing. Looking at it, I'm thinking I can make that into like a return style tank, so I'm gonna have to look more into that. It does have like a vent up top already. If anything, I think I can make it work. We'll see. I did it on a, I don't know, it was like a 51 Chevy 5 window. I don't remember the year. But good news, I am up 75 cents on this. And these are pretty gross, to be completely honest with you. This one's from 1999. A 99. This one's from 2010. So that's a good sign. And this one is 2013. I'm up 75 cents. But really, this looks pretty good. I'm guessing the truck was originally tan, because I've seen that in quite a few places on this thing. I lost my train of thought. But anyways, we can get to these back cab bolts. That one don't even look tight, to be honest. That's nice. What'd you sell me, Wesley? The cab's not even tight, man. Look at that. They might be, I don't know, I'm just kidding. But anyways, now we're gonna get this thing inside, get the cab pulled off, get the cab put onto the gooseneck, and then start addressing the chassis from there and see exactly what we're gonna do. I think I know what we're gonna do, but you never know. Hey look, it has a spot for shoulder belts. Did these originally have shoulder belts? They had to have. Because I mean, that's why this would be here. I'd like to put shoulder belts back in it. But, we're gonna get this back inside and get the cab off. So we're back in the shop, and I started stripping my voice. Wow. So I started stripping the frame down some more. I got the fuel line out of it, the brake lines, all that stuff out of it. Now I went ahead and I welded this brace in the front, because we are going to cut this section out, the tower or spring perch, whatever you want to call it. Cut that out. That cross member is going to come out. Everything's going to come out. But I think I'm gonna leave this brace in here completely until it comes back from powder coat, because that way all I have to do is, once it's powder coated, I can cut it here, grind that little spot, and then I'll probably paint these front frame horns black up in this front section. You'll never see it. It'll be okay. That way I know this front end doesn't spring on me, because like I said, I gotta cut this out, this cross member out, and this cross member comes out and stays out. I really expected that to go boing, but it didn't. Sounded like I wanted earlier. Give this a whirl. And just so y'all know, I did not certify this man on this forklift. I'm just taking the risk.
Learn as you go, man. Learn as you go.
I'd rather you not learn as you go on a forklift. Yeah.
It's what it is.
Just throwing that out. You gonna be able to guide that in there?
I don't know. We'll see.
Okay. I need that here. Oh, you want me to guide you?
Yeah, who?
Okay. Hold it. All right, come up. Guys, I absolutely nailed that. Like, it's insane what using a tape measure will do for you. Like, I used a tape measure and this is like dead on. That is insane. Wow.
That's impressive.
I'm just gonna call it a night there.
I mean, it literally went straight up.
Like, look at that. I mean, absolutely perfect. And it's because I used a tape measure. I really did. I checked it twice. Not 3 times, I checked it twice. You go a third time, you're not confident in yourself. So, all right, that's in. So now we'll come in and we will clamp this and clamp this. We'll drill these lower holes and then that'll be the mount for the bottom. And then the new Outcast one mounts here and then it mounts there and then the subframe's in. I'm proud of myself.
Proud of you too.
I did it. I did it. We already been at it a little bit because we ain't got a whole lot of time. We're trying to get some stuff done. You know what I mean? So, come to find out, I needed a through bolt. Well, the kit that I bought, it goes down, it uses the same alignment, but instead of having to build a box with the spacer and stuff, it's built in to go all the way down the frame. So it looks good. So we went ahead, welded some BOM tube in between there. So we're good to go there. Pablo's working on getting all this stuff bolted up. Real nice stuff. We got a bolt there to hold that in place, and then we drill these, then we pull all this off, drill these 2 from the bottom, and we're good to go. After we do that, we just gotta drill, I marked them somewhere, right there for the motor mount, and then right here in the front for the sway bar. And we're good to go. The front end's done. And once Pablo gets all this stuff drilled out and everything, he gets the awesome task of taking it all apart.
Yay.
Yay. While Pablo's up there dilly-dallying with that, I'm gonna go ahead and come in here and I'm gonna cut this out. I made these notches last night. So all we're gonna do is cut that out, put that in there, weld it out, I might plate the inside a little bit. Haven't totally decided. We'll cross that bridge when we get there. Actually, I need to cut that rivet off to get that out. But I'm gonna have to cut that. Seems like all that can stay. We're gonna cut that line, weld it all out. I might actually plate the outside. We'll see. Get that welded in there and we'll see how I feel about it. I gotta come in here and clean all this stuff up because this is off to powder coat tomorrow morning. So whenever I stick this in here, I have a little overhang. I can keep this flush, but then I have overhang here and it gives me a surface area to weld to. So I'm gonna get this tacked in, weld her out. I don't have one. I need a welding hood. Well, we have a C-notch, or whatever you want to call it. So that's good. I'm actually gonna call it there with the C-notch because, like, I don't know, to me, that is really hot. So it's all welded in, looking good. So now we're gonna go to the other side, get the other side cut up to this, and then we're gonna start cleaning up all this stuff. Super simple, not overthinking it. Just getting the notch in here, getting it done. Centered with the axle, good. I gave it a bunch of leeway front back because you just never know. Frame is completely stripped. It's on the trailer. I'm gonna strap it down in the morning. It should be fine just like this for now. I got everything else in the bed of my truck for powder coat. Got the frame, subframe's over there. I gotta grab that. Shop's a wreck. But that's fine. It is what it is. We are back and we're in the shop. And it's the next day, and guess what? Frame's back. We already got the frame back from powder coat. So, as you can see, it looks 10 times better. You can see that color. Triple bronze. That's what we went with. That's what we got. And then over here, we got the subframe, all the bracketry, sway bar, all the stuff. And then we got a bunch of new stuff over that way. Anyways, so we're gonna take this frame, we're gonna bring it over here, we're gonna get it put on the lift, and we're gonna make it into a roller. The only thing is, I haven't totally decided the rear end situation. Reason being, I did some measuring. It seemed like it was making the leaf springs bow in a little bit. So I'm gonna get all this on there. I'm gonna recheck everything and see how I feel about it. And if anything, I'll cut these perches off, put new perches, move them inboard. Right? No, I need to move them out. I need to move them out on the axle. So we'll address that when we get there. So we're not gonna put the bed on the truck yet. My goal is we're gonna get the frame in here, put the axle on it, put the front end together, put the new wheels and tires on it, set it on the ground. Then I want the engine, transmission sitting in the frame, and then the cab on the frame by the end of this video. That's what we're shooting for in this video. Hey. Okay. We got the subframe bolted in. We got the rack and pinion bolted in. I'm still waiting on the upper, whatever you want to call it, whatever this top bracket is to come in from that Outcast Auto Works or whatever it's called. So, waiting on those two to come in. Not a big deal. I'm just going to powder coat them black and they just bolt in there, and it's done. now we're gonna put the wheels and tires on it. Now, you get to see the wheels and tires. We got some fatties for the back. This is not gonna be a lot of people's style. I already know it. I can hear it now. I can hear the keyboards just smacking away. Like, how dare you? You need to put welds on that thing, or center lines, or something. But I'm not. We're gonna put these bad boys. Look at those. Look at them. So, rears are 19 by 11s with a 295 3519, and the fronts are 19 by 9.5s with, I think they're 265. 265 3519s for the front. So, the truck probably gonna handle pretty good. So maybe when we're at Ford Fest, depending on how poorly the truck's put together, when we get there, we might take it on the road course and see what it does. But we're gonna go ahead, throw these wheels and tires on it, make this thing into a roller, and we're gonna call it a night on this for tonight. Tomorrow, I'm gonna change the oil pan, get the headers and everything on the engine, put the transmission on it, and we're gonna set the engine and transmission in here. That way we can get the cab on it, because remember what I said, by the end of this video, I want engine, transmission, roller, cab on it. That's what I want. So, let's put these bad boys on. From the Fairlane, tried and true transmission. We got a few thousand miles on it, works perfect. Looks like it leaks a little bit, but hey, it's fine. It's not a big deal. I did notice one thing that messes with these types of transmission stuff. I know like 40100s and E4ODs are real popular, common about this. I don't know if I did this or what, but there's fluid inside this plug on the top. So a lot of times that control module and stuff in there, when fluid starts leaking up through there, it means it's probably gonna fail eventually. But hey, we're not worried about it right now. Let's go ahead and just make a mess real quick. Engine sitting in it, transmission, I just got a piece sitting there. What I need to do is measure the angle of the tail shaft and then this rear end and see where we're at on the pitch, because it looks like that's pointing up a little bit, but that's a later issue. Actually, it's all a right now issue, but whatever. Headers, this side, that'll work, pretty sure. I don't know, maybe, we'll have to see. Because another factor is the front clip. Whenever we put that front clip on here, I don't remember, I feel like the aprons are out here, but I can't remember. So that's why I really need to get the cab back on this thing and really evaluate the situation. My main concern is this header with the steering, because as you can see, there's the steering shaft. So this isn't looking too hot. So we need to figure this out. So I'm gonna go ahead and roll this back outside, and I'm gonna grab the cab, put the cab on the lift, and I noticed my hydraulic cylinder on my lift is leaking. So that's great. I gotta get that fixed. So we got the cab bushings in place, we got the cab on it, and we'll just go roll it back, set the cab on. I'm pretty sure this is gonna be the final time for the cab to go on. Anything else I need to do with the engine transmission, pretty sure I can do it with the cab on. So we'll go ahead and put the bushings and stuff in it, bolts and stuff. Probably won't tighten the bolts down, but have it just sitting in place, just in case I need to do something later. But neighbor kids are having a good time.
They were having a blast.
So go ahead and roll this back, set the cab in place, and cross fingers that everything works. We don't have a whole lot of time for stuff not working. That's like a whole lot of stuff that's about to hit that. This engine can actually go forward, so I should actually slide all that forward, and then once the cab's on, slide it back, so I know where I can go.
Gotcha.
Well, the cab's sitting on it, and I gotta say, this is gonna be a good looking truck. I'm just saying, it's gonna be a beaut. But I have noticed we are gonna have steering issues. So put that there. We need that down in there. So I thought this tube was gonna be the problem. It's gonna be this tube. So that one's gonna be a little bit more difficult to modify. So I'm gonna look into some other headers, see my options. I'm gonna see what I can come up with. But this thing's looking good. This is what we got going on here. So our dilemma was the headers and steering shaft. So I did the right thing. I was gonna buy some headers and manifolds. I even had Pablo bring me some stock manifold stuff, and I was like, you know what? No, we're gonna make these work. So for starters, this steering shaft is what they had up in here, which was a double D shaft, but for some reason there's a bug on it. Oh, he gone. They shaved it down. I guess they didn't think it would go. So they shaved both sides of this, and they came to rubber coupler, whatever. So this in there was wobbly. She was loose. So we got rid of that. Then we drove a DD shaft up in there, which is perfectly fine. I did the same thing on Gilligan. Here, I didn't have the Crown Victoria in, so I took some steering shafts and some stuff apart, you know. Come to find out, bearings, same size. So I'm gonna have to knock these pins down so those don't come out, which I highly doubt they will. So that's good to a regular DD shaft. And then I had to double up on this and make this side as well. I didn't have this either. So I took two and I made one. Ta-da! So we have a steering shaft. And then I took this tube here and I cut it here and I cut it back here. Can y'all see that? Sorry. I cut it here, then I cut it back there, and then I took it and I rolled it out. I rolled it out and then I added about 4-ish inches to right there. So, something on my face. Okay, so now the steering shaft comes up right through here. It's all welded out. I've test fitted it like 5-6 times, but I haven't refitted it since I welded it. This is the first time. So, let's see if it fits. I sure hope it fits. I gotta get more set screws. Oh man, we are golden. It's like I test fitted some stuff, but it's like a Mustang now, huh? We gotta take the headers off and stuff to do steering stuff, but that's okay. So
looks like there's steering.
There is steering. So I decided pulling the cab back off.
You're pulling the cab back off?
Yeah.
Okay, why?
I cannot let the firewall stay like that.
Here we go.
And I already took the whole front clip apart and just put it in the bed of the truck so I can coat it. I can't. That looks like crap, man. Like, that legitimately does not look good. And I will never take this truck this far apart again.
Okay.
So, I'm gonna pull the cab. I'm gonna build the shock cross member in the rear real quick. I'm gonna pull the cab, pull the transmission cross member I built, the shock one, so I can coat it tomorrow. Pull the cab, scuff it tonight, get the stuff and coat it tomorrow. And that way I'll have the cab back on. I can't do nothing until I coat all this stuff and everything anyways.
Because you have to coat the bolts.
No, not the bolts, the upper bracket that I was waiting on. They're not coated or nothing.
Okay.
So I can't put the aprons and all that stuff on it until that stuff's on there.
Okay.
So it's like, if I'm gonna do it, like right now is the time to do it.
Just like the frame.
Just like the frame.
So you're just gonna get to a step every time that's like, if I'm gonna do it, I need to do it now.
Yeah. Boy, oh boy, are y'all behind. I'll be honest. I've gotten a lot done, but I'm trying to get a lot done in a short time. So I figured at this point it'd just be best just to give you an update and show you where I'm at. So I went ahead and I stripped the front end off the truck and I powder coated it. And as y'all saw, I coated the firewall. So that's how it looks. I think it looks pretty good. I even started wiring up the engine. So engine is basically wired. I opted, so this is the biggest downfall in the world to electronic fuel injection, is trying to compact all that wiring. So I know it kind of looks like a mess, but I have it just kind of ran as zip tied so I knew what I can and can't do and get away with. So that'll work. So now I'm gonna go through and actually clean that up. But I did something for that. We'll come back to that. Not only do we get the front clip on it, steering is officially in the truck, but even after all that stuff, I had to massage the header just a wee bit. But hey, it's okay. It's okay. I went ahead and mounted the fuel pressure regulator, so all I gotta do is run the supply and return to that. And I put the bed on it. We'll come back to that. But like I said, so all this is plugged in, wired. I mean, engine itself is really ready to go. All it needs is power, grounds, and hit the key. Are messing stuff up. So I recruited help. Pablo's here doing magical things with the wiring. My dad's helping me with the air condition. So far, so what we got. We had to cut the insulation. We had to drill an 1.25 inch hole here. This is where they had the heater hoses running before. I don't know why they added those when there's factory heater hole spots. And then these lines run inside to the evaporator. We have the dash ripped out of it, everything. My dad's reading instructions. He's finding a few things that he's nitpicking about that don't make sense to him. But hey, it's okay. I learned something. He likes to look at pictures like me. We don't like to read. I guess I learned that from him. So we got that, and then brakes are all done. Everything's bled, brakes work, we fired up, all that, everything. We're good. Changed these battery terminals up. We got these. Here's one of the AC lines to come through here. So the kit that we're using is Vintage Air's newest, not gonna show you all that because it has my address on it. Their newest kit for the bump side trucks. This is actually, by the time y'all see this, this kit should be out. I've had it for a little bit. So it is the Gen 5 evaporation kit. It still uses the same condenser as the old setup, but all of this is different. So it's kind of like what I had in the Fairlane. These are actually a different type of mold. They're a lot more compact. Everything's electronic, even the heater control. So like I said, this kit is very new. This is actually the very first one ever sent out for these trucks. And there's a few little mishaps, so we're not gonna be able to get the front end completely on the truck. not a big deal, not too worried about it. QA1, they also sent out the coilovers, so the coilovers are here. My brother is going to be here in a little while to help on the truck too, so maybe him and Pablo will tackle the coilovers. We'll see what happens there. And then on the rear, to get the rear to sit how we wanted, look at that rear end. Don't y'all be judging my rear end. She looks good. But we got clearance. Is it a lot? No. But is it clearing? Yes, that's all that matters. We ended up doing drop shackles because by the time we did the leafs, the shocks, everything, the truck was sitting pretty high and I wasn't a fan of it. We were gonna do lowering blocks there, but I already did pinion shims. So we decided against that. So we put everything back there and we did these drop shackles. Is it a permanent fix? No, but will it work for now? Yes.
I just turned it on. Are you gonna make it?
I don't know. Dad, you never make it.
Oh yeah.
Dad says yes.
Yeah, I'll make it.
I know, Rob, it'll be there.
It runs. That's about the only thing it does right now is run.
7 cylinders.
Yeah.
So what were the stipulations of it being at Holley Fest?
Just had to be there. Casey and Polly got a pull over there. Really can't see him.
I don't know if you can see him.
It's adjusted 1-inch tire on one side to accommodate the chase.
Anyway. I'm gonna say 98% of the wiring on this truck is done. Other than like you gotta plug in like the headlights and stuff. So that's it. So, this is where we're at. Everything's wired, panels on. I don't have a battery hold down. I just realized that. Brakes are done, wiring's done. The electric power steering is in. I tucked it up underneath. I made a bracket that is welded to here, and then this one bolts in and out. A little bit of gap here to fill it up. I have it wired to the solid state relay. Triggers off of that, so it's on whenever the engine's running. Works good. I mean, no complaints there. I tried fixing the wipers. The motor's burned up, so the wipers are stuck like that, so we're gonna have to pull those off. I ain't got time to deal with that. So, tomorrow, we should get the correct lines for the air condition so we can get, y'all can't see me. Okay. So, tomorrow, we're gonna get the correct 2 lines. One, the bottom one comes up, goes this way, and this one comes out and around and like through here, I think is what we figured out. So yeah, that one come up, and then that's aligned to the compressor, and then this one goes to the compressor as well. We got the AC unit inside the evaporator. I can't remember if I showed y'all on the last one or not. But yeah, it's all up in here. We just got to put the ducting in the bottom. Everything's plugged into it, grounded, relays in, all that stuff. Perfect. Just got to hook up these 2 lines. We're not going to pay attention to that. We got the dash back in it. And this is how bad I am at, I'm scooting over. I can't remember if I showed y'all the dash or not. Looks like a stock dash, right? But you turn the key. It's a Holley Pro Dash. Super simple to do. All I did was cut out the inside, cut out the center rib. The plastic, factory plastic is there, and then the dash is behind that. Worked out real good. Shifter's hooked up. We got a gas pedal in it. Whoa. Well, that's not right. That.
What'd you do?
Watch when I floor the car.
Shoot, that's automatic fans right there. They'll never overheat.
I don't feel like that's right.
No.
What?
It's impressive.
Brother. Alright, I have a feeling something's wired wrong.
Well, we We didn't have the pedal in when we...
There's nothing with the pedal hooked, like, in...
I don't know, that solid state relay on the fan's clicking though every time you do that. Do it again.
Is it both fans?
Right? No, just this one.
What? Alright, we'll be back. We gotta figure this out. Okay, we're back. We figured it out. One of the wires is pinned wrong, or like not pinned wrong, but something on the output is weird. That I probably did something on the Fairlane that I don't remember. I probably switched something up and I don't remember why. So, because I built that car like 2 years ago, and then I took it apart, and now I'm trying to put in something else the exact same way. So it's not working out that great. So that's working. We got brakes, we got power, we got fuel. We checked transmission fluid already, so we're gonna see how it does pulling out of the shop, and if it's good, we're gonna go drive it on this back road over here and make sure it shifts, everything's good there, make sure nothing feels wonky. It's gonna rattle a lot, I already know that, so it is what it is with that. And we're gonna go see what happens. Wrong place. Whoa. Shifted. Making all the oil pressure. I think it's missing. Hey, but other than that, everything feels good. Well, okay. I had to do it. See, it had the power there, but when I tried it earlier, it didn't want to do anything. So we just got back from driving it. It actually drove really well. And I did get on it a little bit. I mean, it's not like it's a brand new engine or anything. So engine, transmission, they've been beat on together before, so they know each other. The only difference is the rear end. Other than that, the truck drove good. The truck didn't get hot. Obviously the hood's off though. We were driving, we heard rattling. We're pretty sure it's these clips from the front end. I gotta get a battery hold down for it. I think like 99% of the wiring is done. I think there's a few things we gotta do for the air condition, but other than that, it has brake lights. We used all the factory left all the factory plugs and everything for the headlights and all that stuff. So we need these two lines from Vintage Air to complete the front, then we can put the whole front clip back on the truck. I got all new clips, everything for the trim. So we're gonna have to put all new clips on everything, start putting all the trim on. But I'm assuming the trim's never been off or since it's been painted, so all of this is behind here. So I wanna wash all that, drill all those these clips out and rivet on the new ones. Start putting on all the new trim, clean up the back. We still need to add a vent for the fuel cell, and we need to give this thing like a wash buff kind of thing. I'm really not sure yet. We'll just have to see what happens. I got to do the conversion for the controls for the Vintage Air. The dash is in, dash pad's back on, all that stuff's done. So the truck is like extremely close. It is safe to say this truck will make it to Holley Ford Fest. All right, well, y'all really don't know this, but truck's done. We finished the truck completely. We have driven all the way here to Kentucky. It is 14 hours from where I live. And as y'all see, the hurricane's here. We said screw it, we're still going. We put a lot of work into this truck, so we showed up with it. And so we're here. We're about to go inside. We're gonna put it in the Holley booth. We're gonna take it over there. Probably not a whole lot of people. There's more people here than I thought would be here. A lot of people are saying screw it, we're going. And one thing about this truck, whenever I got this truck, we had to haul butt back home from Mississippi because a hurricane was hitting. We finished this truck and we're up here in Kentucky and a hurricane hit. Well, next weekend we're talking about taking this to cruising the coast in Mississippi again. Guess what's on its way over there? A hurricane. So I don't know if we need to call this truck Hurricane or what. Look, it's squeaking like a hurricane. Y'all hear that? The belt got wet, I guess. But it is what it is. We're gonna make the best of all this. We're gonna take the truck in there and it might just sit there. We might take it around a road course and spin out. I don't know. We're gonna see what happens. I'm not making any promises for any of that, but we made it. 25-day build, it's done. Now let's go.
We ain't got no wipers.
Oh yeah, also the truck ain't got no wipers in it. It ain't got no wipers. And this fuel cell's rattling against the bed.
Just minor stuff.
Minor stuff, we ain't too worried about it. Ain't got no wipers. Okay, there's two things I didn't do on this truck before we came here. I didn't fix the wipers. I tried. I didn't fix the wipers, and I didn't hook up the defrost for the windshield in the AC system. And guess what are the two things I need? I need that defrost, and I need my wipers. But it'll be all right. Yes, ma'am. Thank you.
Thank you.
F100 out here, but it is what it is. We still came out here, we got the truck done. That was the whole purpose of this whole deal. It's here, it's done. And now it's time for us to go back to Texas. So now we're gonna start a 14-hour journey back to Texas and finish up the little things that the truck does need. We got some advice from the Holley people on certain things we should change, which is awesome. And just go from there. Now the only thing we do is make this a better truck from here and put some boost in it.